Hey everyone, and welcome. We're going to be talking about sugar cravings and how we can overcome. There are 7 ways that we can stop them. If you have any questions, please feel free to talk to Dr. Justine. You can text her at 647-987-9355. I wanted to welcome Dr. Justine with us here today. She is that girl, and she was recognized because she removed or helped advocate to remove sexual discrimination in sports all the way right up to the Ontario Human Rights Code. Before, she was the tender age of 15. Now she's a mother, a wife, and a warrior for health and wellness. She believes everyone deserves a healthcare team that focuses on prevention, spinal, optimal health, and open communication. Please help me welcome Dr. Justine.
Hello, everyone. Wow, this is a super important topic. Who doesn't have cravings sometimes, right? So, we're going to be talking about what is your body really craving coming up, how to feel safe and deal with fears and phobias, how to change your mindset, right? Because a lot of times we know what to do, but we don't actually apply it. And we're going to talk about your heart health. So, stay tuned and share these with others. So today we're talking about 7 ways to stop sugar cravings. This is from Dr. Jocker's article, so you can look that up to get more information. But many of us just crave sugar, and we're going to talk about that sugar cycle and why sugar cravings happens. But of course, how do we stop it? So when we look at many side effects and damages of sugar that affects our body, certainly we know that it can lead to weight gain. It can affect our focus, our sleep. It can affect headaches. It can affect our gut health. It can affect our heart. It can affect our digestion. It can even affect our moods and depression and lead to diabetes. It can aggravate pain and arthritis. So a lot of us who have achy joints, we do need to address our diet. It increases our risk of inflammation, which increases our risk of cancer. So many people, we're just eating way too much sugar and we don't even realize that we're doing it. Sometimes people can get upwards over 100 grams of sugar a day. Just yesterday, I watched, person eating like they look like chocolate Twinkies, and I'm like, oh, just pure garbage. It just is easy to pack some grapes or an apple as a Twinkie. So why does that happen? Why do we have these cravings for chocolate bars and sweet things? And of course, today's thing is how do we stop it? 7 ways to help you with cravings. Now, one of the things of causes of sugar cravings is we get a blood sugar imbalance. We get these spikes, these ups and downs, and then we want more and more and more and more. We have HPA axis dysfunction, and then we have emotional eating. There's a number of ways that can cause these sugar imbalances and this emotional eating. And if you have this HPA axis dysfunction, this can happen when we're under a huge amount of stress. And don't we know it? I mean, in the last 2 years, stress has just gotten worse and worse and worse. And the challenge is not just a little bit of stress or stress on and off, on and off. Our body can handle that. But when there's chronic stress and chronic negativity, that's when we lead to more disease, more health challenges, and more emotional eating. Now, emotional eating can be related to things like loneliness, sadness, depression. And so I'll just give you an example. It happened to me. Um, and I was in my early 20s, and in something that you would think that maybe shouldn't have been a big deal. I look back now and I'm like, "Oh, that was just nothing." But playing hockey, that was my life. And, heard a bad comment from the coach, didn't have my best game. Don't know why I didn't have my best game. I thought I prepared, but honestly, I didn't perform at the level that I thought I should have, right? I didn't meet my own personal expectations and didn't reach my coach's expectations. So we had some leftover frozen cheesecake in the freezer. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go home. I'm going to treat myself to the cheesecake. So I had a slice, a normal slice. Well, the next thing you know, I'm like, I just need a little bit more. So then I had another slice. And can you believe it? Half an hour later, I had eaten the entire leftovers of the cheesecake. And did I feel better? No. I felt crappy. I felt horrible. I had a headache. I had a stomach ache. And all of it was just emotional eating, right? And I know I've done this before. I've had a tough day. Next thing you know, you're roaming in the pantry, you're roaming in the cupboards, and you're not sure exactly what you're looking for, but you're looking for something that'll give you that quick fix. A lot of that is due to emotional eating and chronic stress, or not having the stress management techniques. And certainly that's a lot better today for me. And so that's why today we want to go over some of the techniques, some of the cravings we might have, and some of the options. Because certainly prevention is way better, right? It's much, much better to work on preventing these cravings than dealing with them when you already have them. So today, our goal is to deal with some of the causes of the sugar cravings, and then 7 solutions. So when you look at one of the areas of these spiking, when we have sugar, we have this huge spike in um, insulin and glucose, and right after eating, but then it goes down, and that's why we have this another spike, because we're hungry again and we're looking for that quick fix. So when we have poor sugar imbalances, you can see that the red lines go way below the horizontal level of symptoms. And that's when hours after eating, that's when you get that sort of hangry, angry type of feeling. So in the past, our ancestors, they didn't eat a lot of sweets. We didn't have all this processed stuff before. You ate homemade apple pie, you ate homemade pies with berries, and they were lower glycemic, so we didn't have this spiking and coming down. And now, because we're eating so much sugar, it's creating sort of this cycle of wanting more and wanting more and wanting more, and these roller coasters of up and down, and sugar cravings, and leading to weight gain, hormone imbalance, more pain, more aches, and more cravings. And eventually it can lead to something called reactive hypoglycemia. Reactive hypoglycemia. And that's when you feel hangry. Do you remember that? Like you're hungry and angry. You're hangry. You're just looking for anything and you're ready to bite somebody's head off because you're just hypoglycemic, and it leads to that irritability and these cycles. So these crash modes, when we go right down below that symptomatic level, is a completely unhealthy response, and it's related to that HPA axis. The HPA axis consists of your hypothalamus, your pituitary gland, and your adrenal glands. And they help with regulating stress. And one of our biggest challenges is we're not regulating stress, and we're just getting chronic stress. Instead of up and down episodic stress, where we have a huge amount of stress, we have our coping techniques, and we can manage it, and we get a bit of a rest period, we're going chronic stress, chronic stress, chronic stress. So our pituitary gland, hypothalamus, and our adrenals get overwhelmed. And this affects our cortisol regulation. And cortisol is related to our hormone balances and to these cravings. So when we have this cortisol imbalance, then it affects our reward center in our brains, and it reinforces these negative habits that we might have. So, for example, with my cheesecake, if I continue to do that, then I will almost always want to come home for that next sweet tooth, right? Get home every night looking for something sweet, or looking for something salty, or looking for something crunchy. Constantly, what happens is, we want that cortisol rush, so we are constantly reinforcing a negative habit. So, what we want to aim to do is reinforce, as one of the ways to manage cravings, is reinforce our healthy HPA axis. Now, you can learn more about this with our naturopath and our nutritionist if this is an area of concern. So, if you are feeling these crashes and these constant demands of cravings, we've got 7 habits coming up for you, but also I recommend a coach along with support system, because many times we don't even realize our negative habits. We don't even realize what we're doing, um, and until somebody else points it out to us. All right, or we don't realize it till much later, till we're already feeling crummy and we're into that negative cycle. So a coach is the best along the way, and of course, I'm happy to help you. So some of the symptoms of this adrenal fatigue, from this damage of the HPA axis, is you're craving salt, you're very emotional, up and down, you react really quickly and you're not sure why. Really, really tired. You react fatigue through the day. You're tired even when you wake up in the morning after a good night's sleep. You're tired after exercise instead of um, energized after exercise. Brain fog, you can't think clearly. You're gaining weight and you don't know why. You're eating less, but you're gaining weight. You're having trouble sleeping. You're getting sick often. You're feeling moody or depressed, having more episodes of anxiety. Feeling lightheaded when you get up can be related to your blood pressure. All of these can be symptoms of adrenal fatigue. And if this is you and you're feeling irritable, you're feeling hangry, all of what's coming up is great for you. But again, I recommend talking to your support team. Now, this isn't the areas for, the experts for your medical doctor. This is an expert area more for your naturopath or your holistic nutritionist, because they're going to address your diet and the things you can control. And our goal is to have, be healthier inside out rather than having outside in medications. We want to protect our temple as much as possible so that we can prevent the need for medication, to prevent the need or potential for diseases. So taking care of your adrenals and having your adrenals assessed is the first test. We always we always say test, don't guess. So have your adrenals tested. Talk to a professional if you have any of these symptoms here. When you're feeling depressed, often it's related to this cycle, right? Where you eat sugar and you love it, it feels good, you feel addicted to it. And then your sugar levels, your blood sugar levels spike. You get this dopamine release, so it feels good, and then eventually you get this drop in sugar levels, and then you have this high insulin, because and then your body wants this fat storage, so then you crave that sugar high, and then finally on step 4, you just want to repeat this cycle over and over and over again. I remember playing lacrosse. We had this one player, and he used to love blue freezies. Now I look back at these long freezies that with all this chemical in it to make it blue, and it was full of sugar water, right? And he would have it, and he suffered from ADHD, and he would have it. He'd be running crazy all over, and then he would crash. But he did think that that would help him to play lacrosse. So it led to this negative attachment that he needed the blue freezy in order to play well in lacrosse, and yet that didn't help him in the end at all, and he was actually crashing by the third period. So when we have these negative cycles, this can lead to affecting our dopamine levels, and dopamine is a neurotransmitter responsible for that reward system. So if you have high dopamine, and then you think you feel good, and then it confuses our body because we think we get that dopamine level from the sugar, when we can actually improve our dopamine levels from creating goals and achieving those goals, making good decisions and following through with those decisions, controlling our emotions and monitoring the great results from those emotions. So we can get what's called a dopamine spiking effect, that can be extremely addictive, wanting us to create more and more dopamine activity. And then the more dopamine we have, it actually increases our dopamine enzyme activity, which creates a broken system. So we get uh, dopamine is broken down faster because of this enzyme, the dopamine enzyme activity. So therefore, we need more and more dopamine to create our pleasure system. So we want to manage this sugar addiction system because it is affecting our dopamine levels. So we have 7 strategies, all right? We've outlined some of the symptoms, we've outlined some of the challenges with your cortisol, some of the challenges with our HPA axis, and with our dopamine reward system in our brain. So some of the strategies we're going to talk about is lemon and limes, apple cider, the ketogenic diet, getting our bodies moving, salts, how to look for, when we do want something sweet, how to do it in a healthy way, some of our adaptogens, and improving that dopamine protection. So when we start with those lemon and limes, we know that the lemon, limes, apple cider can help our digestion. And there is a brain gut reaction. We've done many, many talks on gut health, and gut health supports our ability to manage uh, our cravings. So the only way you can find out if you have good gut health, good digestion, healthy stools is to talk to a naturopath, and they'll be able to help you with that, or a holistic nutritionist. You can also learn with lemon to use fat as your source of fuel versus sugars. It improves your energy, your moods, improves how your body deals with vitamin C, and helps with your skin. So, apple cider, lemon helps your glycemic index. All right. So it is something easy to do to have lemon water every single day. Have lemons in your pantry. Lemon and ginger can be great. Make a picture of it, so that way you don't have to think about it. You make the picture, and then you can just have a glass, pour yourself a glass every single day. First time in the morning is great. That increases your water, because the more water is better for you. And we're going to get into that, how dehydration can affect cravings as well. So, adding your lemon and even apple cider to your morning routine is a great way to start and help with your cravings, for number one. Number two is a ketogenic diet. Many of us, we eat sugar, it increases our insulin. Then the insulin shuttles the glucose to your cells, and then you get energy. And so you're using sugar for energy. But as soon as the sugar gets used up really, really quickly, then you have low energy and you want to repeat that cycle. The ketogenic diet is when you replace your sugars with lower glycemic fruits and vegetables, and you're using fat. And lipase releases those triglycerides, so the fatty acids travel to your liver, and you're using the ketones for your energy. And you can use ketogenic powders or drinks that can help you stay in ketosis. It is what I like to do. I find it I used to always feel hungry and have more cravings when I was using glucose. So I tried to keep my sugars down to a very lower level. And yes, it's hard, going to the cottage, everybody's having apple pie, and I will have some raspberries. Everybody's having pie with ice cream, and I would prefer to have whipped cream with a little bit of monk fruit and some blueberries or raspberries. And you can train yourself to have different sources of a treat. And it's harder if you when you first get started, but we do have many talks on the ketogenic diet. The advantage of using healthy fats is you feel full longer. I used to have a treat, and then I kept feeling hungry, like I just wanted more and more and more and more to feel satisfied. Or if I ate, 2 hours later, I'm hungry again. Like, I remember I used to eat a lot of Chinese food, and then an hour later, I'm still hungry, and I just ate a full meal, right? So it's not anything against Chinese food. It was more that I was eating improper amounts of Chinese food, more fried, food or rice. Whereas looking towards those healthy foods like your nuts, your almonds, your seeds, your avocados, your fish, especially wild fish, not farmed fish, that allows you to feel full longer, and you have fewer cravings. So look into our talks about the ketogenic diet. Air squats. Yes, we need to move. A lot of times we're looking for cravings of food just because we're bored or we're tired. And we've been sitting and been sedentary for way too long. So a major reason for blood imbalances is inactivity. And so then and boredom. So we're looking and we're just searching for something to do to fill the time. So if we don't use our muscles, the sugar remains stored in those cells, and it goes to those fat cells. So the more we can move, the better it will help with our sugar imbalances. So we want to aim for 20 to 50 air squats, and literally that can be up and down. You don't even have to go all the way down like she did here in this picture, even just a little bit, or just bouncing on your toes 30 to 50 times changes your energy. Using our wobble cushions, just side to side, to move your body can help. Side to side, you can do this sitting. that can help to increase your energy. And if you have poor knees, you could even just do, 1 pound weights up to 10-pound weights, doing 30 to 50 shoulder press can improve your energy. Another one is just quickly walking on the spot, but getting your body moving. Just say, I'm going to do 1 minute of moving and then make a choice on, do I really need to manage this craving? Because many of these cravings are emotionally, we've been inactive and we're bored, and we just need to get the blood circulating in our bodies better. Number 4 is water, and we're dehydrated, right? And so our body's just searching for something. That's why a lot of times things, we search for things like watermelon, right? Because of a lot of water content. So one of the best things is making sure your water bottles are full in the morning. So it's easy to forget to drink water. So have a water bottle, and if you're in my area, I have 3 water bottles on the go at all times. At home, it's important to have your water bottle aimed to make it easy to drink water. So have it full first thing in the morning. If you're making a coffee or tea, fill your water bottle, or 3 of them, so you know that you need to drink that through the day. Our goal is half our body weight in ounces. So you're looking towards, if you're 160 pounds, that's where you get the 8-10 ounce glasses. But if you add a coffee or caffeinated drink, then you're adding another glass of water. We know water helps your heart, we helps our blood cells, it helps oxygen, it helps lubricate those joints. So if you're feeling achy joints, and sore knees, we need more water. It helps your brain, so it helps your memory, it helps your feeling of aging, all right? It helps get rid of toxins. So, and that's through your brain, through your entire body, helps your kidney and livers function better. So, improving our water content helps reduce cravings and fatigue. It helps our mineral balance. So, super, super important to add good water and good salts. So, when we look at the good salts, we want to aim for the Himalayan or pink salt. That has more minerals in it, more magnesium, more sodium, more potassium in it, and it helps regulate our stress hormones. So the common table salt, even if you look at the second ingredient, it has sugar in it, the white box. You don't want to have that in your home. That is unhealthy salt. If somebody goes to a restaurant often, you get the little packets of salt, completely unhealthy salt. Bring your own salt. Easy. I know, I watch my aunt she loves salt on her product. So she has her little twisty thing. It's about this big. She keeps it in her purse of pink salt, because then the white salt depletes our natural minerals, and it is anti-aging. It includes things that help you age faster. It often contains iodine or fluoride components. So we want to go with the pink one. It has way more minerals. It's better for our health, and it helps regulate our blood sugars. The number 5 is use natural sweeteners. So for me, I like the drops of monk fruit. I find that very easy to use. If I'm, instead of ice cream, I can look towards a little bit of whipped cream with berries. I find if I did want a sweet drink, I could add a drop with water or a drop with my tea. But eventually, you need it less and less. So monk fruit, stevia, xylitol, they're excellent because they help your sugar cravings, but they don't affect your glucose levels. So you want to look for areas of sweeteners that are whole sourced. They provide better benefits. They help your gut biome. And then if you're not using something like that, you're always better to go to natural sources like unpasteurized honey and maple syrup or applesauce if you're baking. So we're looking for natural sources versus things that come in a package like your chocolate bar, your Twinkie. And so that you're able to get sometimes that little bit of a sweet tooth, but you're not getting the glucose spike, so that you're not going to create that cycle and repetitive cycle and cravings. Number 6 is managing our stress and using healthy adaptogens. So some health stress is good for us. You look at the U stress. That's the one in the middle. That's the one that makes us energized, excited about something. So excited about a wedding. I was talking to my aunt about a wedding coming up this weekend, and cousin. that they're getting married at the cottage. Exciting, right? So that can make you energized. That can make you feel like you want to work. You want to get up in the morning. So good stress is there. But we also have distress, and that's when you have too much overload in health challenges for your family, health fears. You're feeling exhausted. You're feeling burnt out. You're feeling fatigued. So our goal is to get this balance between the calm, and that's more of your parasympathetic rest and digest, and the eustress and the de-stress, where this is your sympathetic system feeling like you're being run over by a bear and it's overwhelming and you're just running, 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 running all the time. And so this is one of the areas where chiropractic can help by helping to optimize this cycle, helping to optimize your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. Massage can help, acupuncture can help, naturopaths can help this stress response so that we're making fewer cravings within our body. We're not having as much emotional eating because we're managing our stress response better. We have done numerous talks on stress, so please look at some of our other previous talks. You can see them on our website, on Facebook, and on YouTube to look at more ways to manage stress. We can look at adaptogens. These are herbs that can help with your stress. Ginseng is one of them. You can use that in your teas. Ashwagandha, you can use that in smoothies or in your teas. Reishi mushrooms, you can easily eat them, cook them with along with other mushrooms. Um, Cordyceps is helps with anxiety, immune system, liver function, mental clarity. So we make better choices. So basil is easy to add to your vegetables, your hopefully your healthy pastas. So we're looking for different herbs that we can add to our stress. And the easiest way, again, is with a smoothie. That's why we sell different smoothies at our office, whether vegetarian or with casein, that are made from animals that eat grass, right? Not so that you are what you ate. So we try to have the healthier protein smoothies that you can have to replace a meal or help to deal with these cravings in a healthy way by promoting your proteins. And then you can add healthy fats to them, like avocado. I love the avocado frozen so that it helps them, the smoothie stays smoother and creamier. You don't really taste it. And then you can add some of these adaptogens to help your stress response and your low glycemic fruit, like your berries. And we did talk about number 7, that dopamine response that gives us that high of feeling good, that euphoria. And we want to improve our dopamine response. That helps us feel motivated, wants to, get out there and attack things. It helps our reward system and improves our overall ability to make better habits. It's dopamine is related to our reward pleasure system in our brain that create that euphoria, that like high energy state. And the more we reward this dopamine, the fewer cravings, compulsive eating habits we would have. So looking and talking to a professional how to improve your dopamine levels, which will improve your overall willpower. All right. This helps with making small decisions. And one of the small decisions is journaling your food, journaling the time when you eat, so you can start to see if there's cycles and patterns. And the more you're aware of your cycles, patterns, and decisions, the more you can make small changes. And then if you make one small change, you get a reward, a healthy reward for that small change, and it's easier to make one more small change. So that's why with all of our wellness talks, we encourage, to learn one new thing every single week. Just apply one new thing, and then that creates that reward system, improving your dopamine, that you were successful with the one new thing, and you build on it, and with that compound effect to make better choices and improve your dopamine levels, that feel good reward center, so we have fewer cravings. um, we will have some tough days. We will have that stress at times. Another thing is just to pick up that phone, call a friend, call a family member, talk to your chiropractor. So, what does chiropractic have to do with sugar cravings? Well, chiropractic reduces stress on the body and improves overall function. Chiropractic helps your brain connect to your gut. There's the brain gut reaction, there's the vagus nerve that controls, goes all the way down, wanders all the way down to your gut health, affects your heart, affects your lungs, helps you breathe better. because some of the challenges when we're under stress, we breathe very short, we're out of breath, we're feeling that anxiety. And as you get adjusted, it just takes all of that tension away, helps your body get into that parasympathetic rest and digest state. So if you've never had a chiropractic checkup to look for, do you have subluxations, areas of twisting and turn, misalignments in the spine, then you won't know if you need what's called an adjustment. So that's when you move the joints in order to help their alignment and to find and remove subluxations. And the subluxations right here at your atlas axis area, right at the top, are the most important because they're the ones that affect your overall brain stem and how your brain sends messages to your head, and then of course from your head to the rest of your body. So the goal of the chiropractor is find and remove these interferences, this area of subluxation, to help you de-stress and improve your function of your entire body. And when you have less stress, you have fewer cravings, right? We make better choices, we have better mental clarity, we sleep better. So stay tuned with us, because if you have some of these warning signs, headaches, neck pain, dizziness, asthma, allergies, sleep concerns, um, uh, skin concerns, blood pressure concerns, areas of digestion, you might have areas of subluxation. And I recommend that you get a checkup with your chiropractor. You know that when you're getting adjusted, you're finding and removing those areas of subluxation. It helps reduce inflammation, helps that rest and digest, helps you relax, helps your muscles function better, helps your joints function better. So when you're feeling better overall, we make better decisions. We'd love to meet with you. So we offer complimentary consultations with our chiropractors, with our massage therapists, with our naturopaths, with our acupuncturists, with our holistic nutritionists. This is an opportunity to do a meet and greet. So you don't have to feel pressure. There's no financial cost. You can do this virtually also if you want to have a conversation to see if you should have this checkup, if you should follow through. I do recommend everybody has their eyes checked, everybody has their teeth checked, everybody has their blood pressure checked, everybody has their blood work checked, and everybody has a spinal checkup. Everybody checks their dopamine levels, their digestion levels. When you do the checkups, you get some baselines, you know how to make better choices in the future. I encourage after today, everybody start to journal, start to look at what are our habits so we can make future habits, especially if you have regular cravings. So stay tuned with us. We have more information about what is your body really craving, how to feel safe and deal with fears, how to make changes for your mindset so we even know you know what to do, you can apply it, and of course, taking care of your heart. Share with others, stay tuned with us, connect with us. Please do a review because that's how it helps others. And we look forward to bringing more information. If you have other talks you'd like to learn about, contact us. I'd be happy to investigate, learn more, and provide you as much information as possible. We love you. Take care, and we look forward to seeing you.